Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. If this is your first time stopping by, hi, I'm Kelechi and with me here today is Detutu. At Detutu, I prefer to call your name in full because sometimes, like I said,
Detutu.
I was not sure what your name meant. So with me today is Adetutu. Hi again to my darling returning subscribers. You guys know I love you and I appreciate your time here with me each time I come here to drop a video. Thank you very much. So guys, today with me is Adetutu and I'm going to let her introduce herself before I get into the topic of today's video. So yeah.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Adetutu Atekbayo and I currently work in the finance space. I came to Germany on a student visa. I completed my master's degree in economics at Royal University in Bochum. And now I live in Munich. Thank you for having me.
Nice. Thank you for being here as well. Okay guys, so before I forget, the topic of today's video is expat life in Germany, challenges and triumphs. Okay, so I'm even thinking of making this into like a series where I will just have people who have like foreigners who moved into Germany and just get them to tell us a bit about, this and that here and there, like how they've been able to survive all through. So starting this would be Adetutu. So first things first, can you introduce yourself? Okay, now can you tell me what your biggest hurdles were, like when you first moved to Germany, and how you were able to overcome these obstacles and adapt generally to life in Germany?
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. So I'll talk about three biggest hurdles of mine that I experienced when I came to Germany. The first one would be the language. Unlike everyone or some people who recently come to Germany now who take it upon themselves to learn German to like A2 or even A1. I did not do that when I was coming to Germany because my mindset was, I'm studying, my program is in English, and I was curious about the language, yes, but my mindset was I would come to Germany and learn it. I don't have to learn it back home. So when I came to Germany, I was hit by the shock of life.
Yeah.
Everything was in German. Like signs on the streets, information at the university, everything was in German. And I took it upon myself again to, learn the language. So evening classes, I decided, okay, let me take a semester break. And then I learned German till B1, including the holiday before the winter semester. So that really helped me, I would say. Also being immersed into this like long hours of language classes, having a WhatsApp group where you had team members who were also trying to, or classmates, not team members, classmates who were also trying to improve their spoken German, their written German and everything like that. So that was how I was able to overcome that hurdle. Last year as well, I wrote B2. I currently work partially in German, and that has also boosted my confidence. I'm not even going to lie.
I can imagine.
So far so good. Even though I did not learn German from Nigeria, I've been able to take it upon myself to learn the language. It's not perfect, yes, but at least seeing the Germans, when you speak to them, they are happy when you speak their language to them. They even encourage you. I made a mistake, can you please correct me? I do that a lot at work. Like,
that's very
how
nice.
Could I say it better?
That's very nice. And they're very open to teaching you. Like, they love it when you make an attempt, really. Like, I remember I get this a lot, and sometimes I even roll my eyes. Like, when I'm speaking German, and they're like, oh, how long have you been in Germany? I'm like, 5 years. I'm like, oh, but it's pretty good Dutch. I'm like,
Then I'm like, I beg.
Relax, just chill.
It's the same, but it's also encouraging. So
It's very encouraging, trust me.
Tell
Yes,
you that
yes,
you speak
yes.
good Dutch.
Yeah,
I know
because
I don't speak good Dutch. But
yeah, like you know within yourself that it's not where you want it to be yet. But then I give myself some accolades. I do well enough for someone who's been here for what 5 years, because I know that there's some people that have been here 10 years plus. They're not interested. Do you understand? And it kind of when they see someone who has been here for a short period of time, who puts in that effort, it puts you in the light of someone who really knows what they want, a go-getter. Because since you studied in English language, it's actually easy for you to be like, you know what, I don't need it. And to be very honest, there are lots of jobs here that you can do without the German language. That's the truth. Right. So when they see you actually putting in that effort, they are very impressed and they're very happy. And one thing I must really applaud is the fact that they're open to teaching you, right? Like if you make a mistake and you tell them, oh, correct me, they are very happy to. That's one thing I really love about them. So yeah.
If you say it, they will not correct you like
until you're done. They wait for you to finish. Yeah.
They'll wait for you to finish. And I told them that when I make a mistake
on the spot,
let me know on the spot. Or maybe I say something and it's just not sounding right in my ear. I'll be like, how should I say it?
I remember sometime I went to offer my condolences to someone who lost a family member, and then I can't remember what I said, and the person was like, even though it was off at the time, but afterwards, the person was like, no, it is not like, I can't remember what I said, but then she corrected me, something by like, I can't remember it again, but I now felt bad, like you went to go and console someone and I'm saying rubbish. Do you understand? But then she had emotional intelligence to wait until much later on to tell me, okay, yeah, this is what it is. But yeah, it's really nice, yeah. And how long have you been here for? 5 years? I don't know if you said that in the beginning.
No, about 8 years, 2016.
Oh wow, that's a while. You've been here for a while. Oh, okay. Really nice. That means you must have started the process of your naturalization process stuff in Germany, right?
Not yet. To be honest, I'm not in a rush.
Oh, I love it for you. Okay, no problem. I'm in a rush. I need a passport.
I agree, I do. But there are also some requirements that I've not yet met, like the working duration as well is
hold on a sec. That's true. You need to have worked for a number of years, nah?
Yeah, but if the new law is in place and everything, then definitely yes. But like I said, I'm not in a rush. I wrote B2 last year, so I don't really need to do anything anymore in that regard. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, so back to my hurdles. The second one would be studying. Studying in Nigeria was a bit different. I don't know about it now, but it was a bit different when I left Nigeria, in the sense that we're just taught things. In the classes here for my master's program, like the professor would just make statements like, oh, you must have done that in your bachelor's.
Thank you.
So I'm not going to explain it anymore. And then I'm looking at my fellow Africans like, you say what? When did we do this and it's also quite interesting because we did not go to the same universities. So we all did not learn it. So that means we had to do the extra work, which was like I had a very good friend of mine. He's still my very good friend now. We studied together every weekend. We ask each other questions, we solve problems together and everything. And that really helped us during our master's program. Also, I'll say I forfeited a lot of opportunities whilst I was studying, either maybe because I didn't have access to information, one, or also like I said, like we were kind of the first influx of Africans in my program. So for that master's degree, we had there were 2 Africans who were 1 semester ahead of us. Then they had like 8 in our own set. So we're just there looking, okay, what are we supposed to do? because we are practically new. The people who were ahead of us by one semester were equally new. So there was not a lot of people who we could ask questions. And sometimes the people that were even there, maybe there were some people that were in a different department, like engineering and stuff. The kind of conversations they had were not very encouraging. Like they'll be like, yeah, you cannot finish your master's in 2 years.
We all said that, yes.
Or not encouraging you at all, like the kind of conversation we were getting. So you just tend to like cut off such interactions, basically. But how was I able to overcome that? I did my own research. I love to read, so it was not a problem for me to do research. I love research as well. So I checked the internet. I asked questions at the international office and everything. And as a result of that, myself and my friend were able to apply for an Erasmus semester, and we got a scholarship for that. I did not go because of some personal issues, but he was able to go. And I'm really proud. Like every single time I say I have a friend who went for an Erasmus scholarship, I'm always proud because it was an achievement for both of us. Because even though at that time people were like, they don't give it to Africans, people should stop. We still went ahead to submit all our applications in German. Went ahead to do the interview. Yes. Elected. I followed him to Poland. Like that was how, as they said, they did not give it to Africans who were still able to achieve it. And to add up on that, there is no, I wouldn't say like there. Yes, we have some scholarships that are peculiar to the African continent, but the Erasmus scholarship is not one of them. And you should not put your mind on, oh, some things are not available to Africans. Have you tried?
Have you tried?
If you try, yeah. If you try and they don't give it to you, then you know,
okay,
maybe better luck next time, or just not the time for you to have access to that kind of opportunity. So that was how I was able to overcome that as well. Then in terms of acquiring opportunities or professional experience, that was also a bit difficult for me, even though I worked back in Nigeria before moving to Germany. My initial thought process was, oh, I have experience, so
it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Right, I was not qualified. For example, I remember one application I sent, and they actually responded to, in an email that I have the qualifications, but they cannot employ me because I don't speak German. And that was when something just clicked in my head that, you know what, if I know what is good for me, I'd better start learning German as soon as possible, which is why I'm always motivated when we should learn German, no problem. I'm attending the classes. I was so diligent with the classes and everything. So, and luckily, I was able to get a 1-year working student position in finance, and that was where my whole finance journey started. So yeah, that's the hurdles and how I was able to overcome them.
Nice, really nice, really nice. So what would you say are some of your memorable moments or your highlights, milestones, achievements in these 8 years of your time here in Germany?
The first one is a bit October Festival in 2019. I went in Munich, so I used to live in NRV, right? I studied there, so I was still a student at that time. And I just spoke to one of my friends, and she lived in Nuremberg. Can we go for the Oktoberfest? And luckily, it was just I think the pandemic started November 2019. So we went just before the pandemic started. And it was an amazing experience. People were extremely nice to us. Everyone was in a jolly mood. I was like, okay, this is nice. This is me enjoying a typical German celebration. I would not have thought about that in a long time, right? So that memory is still ingrained in my brain that, okay, I experienced this and I genuinely enjoyed it, right? Secondly, I'll say graduating with my master's. It was a huge achievement.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Also, because it was a degree, but I was still able to graduate in good time and also with a good grade, and I would always be proud of that, even though everything that happened. And yeah, what else would I say? I think my first professional experience, which was that working student position I previously mentioned, that I remember the first day I was going to work, I was emotional. I was emotional because I was just like, wow, this is what people were saying, that for you to work in Germany, that it's going to be very difficult and everything. But here I am doing a working position.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a really happy moment, emotional moment for me. Yeah, it was
really nice. I can imagine. I can also imagine because before I got my internship and working student positions, like I was previously working with a logistic company. Should I find it? What is it called anyway? Anyway, it wasn't like logistics shy. It was like the logistics part of the company. So I just heard about that. It was just like that information just came like I just overheard other students talking about it. One was like, "Oh, he applied for VEC students in so in this field, and then he's waiting for their kidney that he wants to leave this job." I was like, "What's it? Tell me more. Tell me more. Sounds exciting." And then he explained everything to me. I was like, "Hold up!" And then I realized that even my field was very lucrative for work students and internship opportunities, and that was the end of me doing that kind of job. I immediately started applying for working student positions, and I was so glad when I eventually got it because I was like, okay, so this puts me in the right trajectory towards my career path after studies. So yeah, it's really I can imagine, I can relate to how you felt when you were doing for job. Yeah. Okay, so that's that for that. Great. So I'd like to also ask, like, how has like immersing yourself in the German culture enriched your experience overall as an expat here in Germany?
So I'll say I don't feel out of place. So Germany feels more like home now.
Nice.
And that's because I've been open-minded from the onset.
Yeah.
So there are so many ways to learn a culture. You can learn it by speaking, you can learn it from food, you can learn it from travel, all of which I have tried to explore and experience throughout my time in Germany. So when it comes to food, I like food. And I'm not the kind of person that I would see something, I would not even try it first. I'll try it first before I even see anything.
I love it.
Anything. Food and experience, I would try it first before I say I don't like it. And not just once, because maybe the first experience was a bit, then the second time I tried and okay, not bad actually. Or I know for a fact, I know like with German food, it can be a bit salty, okay, but I've kind of learned to eat some of their meals and genuinely enjoy it, not pretending to enjoy it, actually enjoy it, right? The language, I've learned to interact with my colleagues, with people who are German or people who are maybe not German but speak only German here in Germany, and so much more. And I've learned as a result of this experience that people are more open to sharing information with you as a result of you being interested in their culture. Yep. And that also makes you comfortable. The same way I'll be comfortable speaking English to somebody who might not be Nigerian, but is an English speaker, right? That's the same way they would feel when at least I'm making the effort to speak their language with them.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
very true.
And at work, for example, this is just an example. Just a couple of months back, I remember one of my colleagues who doesn't speak it, so he only speaks German to me, and he was just like, oh, am I aware of this investment that is available to people who are working here? And so like, no. But like, yeah, that he thought as much, because most foreigners are not aware of things like this. So you can imagine if I have not forced myself or tried to, even though my German is not perfect, have a conversation with him, build a rapport with him that he feels comfortable enough to have that kind of conversation. And this is just one of many. Okay, so I feel happy. I feel more comfortable. Like, I don't feel out of place. Let me just put it that way.
I love that.
And that is because I have been open-minded. I've tried to explore Germany. I've traveled to a couple of places, even the eastern part of Germany that most people do not even talk about, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. For the records, I live in the eastern part of Germany, and I have nothing negative to say about it.
Yeah, but you know, like, most people focus more on the south
and the west, yes,
and places to visit in Germany. Yeah. So I've explored, maybe not enough, but enough to feel that Germany is home. Yeah.
It really is. It's what you make out of it, really. So
true.
I love that for you. So speaking of food, what would you say is your favorite German food? Since you're also much of an explorer, because these taste buds.
Okay. Kartoffel salad. Mashed potatoes. With it's strange I'm talking about food. Yeah. With there's this grilled pork. I've forgotten what they call it, but it's pork. If you don't eat pork, then maybe they also have different proteins that you can eat with potatoes. Yeah. So just if you want to try German food, you can go to a typical German restaurant and just ask them for what do they call them? The waiters would recommend their house best.
That's special. Yeah. For me, it's kartoffel salad. That thing is so yummy.
You like kartoffel salad too?
I love it. I love it. Like, that's something that I can eat the store-bought ones. That's how good it is. Do you understand? I just love it. It's really delicious.
Yes,
anyway, the last thing I would like to ask you before I let you go is, do you have any advice or tips for fellow expats when it comes to embracing or as well as integrating into the German culture?
A few. One of them being to read. And I'm not saying this because I like to read. I think reading is an important part of knowledge acquisition. You can't just only say only you were watching videos on social media, reading information about other people's experiences, reading the news, reading different things. Basically, there's so many information you can get from people's experiences. Like there's Reddit, there's Quora, that there are so many places, right? And they don't all have to come from Africans. You understand? There's experience from an American perspective, from an Ukrainian perspective. Just read up. And when it comes to news, the argument can be the news is in German, but you have a mobile phone that can translate a full page into English. You're just not interested in it. There's also Deutsche Welle that produces their news in English. They even have an app. So if you wake up in the morning on your way to work, or before you start work, if you are working from home, you can just 5-10 minutes
get updated.
You don't have to know like the full detail. Just know what is happening around
what's
you.
Going on. Very important.
I also say learn the language. I think this already. If you keep on saying this,
you sound like a broken record.
If you're interested in like living in Germany long term, because it's not even about you're speaking German to interact with people at work or people at church or people at wherever. It's more about how easy it can make your life be, how easy it can make your life to be.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
that's correct.
So if you receive letters, for example, who's going to help you to translate that? If you have an issue with something, if you have an issue with your neighbor, how do you address that? Just simple interactions. Nobody's asking you to learn German to see or see. Just being able to have simple conversations with people and address little issues, like you have a misunderstanding with someone at the store. How do you sort those kind of things out and stuff like that? So yeah, and be open-minded. Open-mindedness is going to help everything I just mentioned. If you're an open-minded person, it's going to come easy.
Yeah.
To you. So you're not supposed to bend their rules to advantage. Rather, I should be the one to adapt to their own culture. And long term, you realize that it's not as difficult as people make it out to be.
Not really, because even when people try to complain about stuff, maybe bureaucracy or stuff, yes, we know that once these things can be annoying, but then this is like the core of their system. This is why their system is as organized as it is, you know?
Exactly.
So, yeah. Really, being very open-minded is a core part of being able to integrate in such a country. And I can totally relate to what you said about the language thing, because sometimes you see people, I think that lady was in the news, some blog carried some news sometime of some lady, I can't really remember the details right now, but then people were like, Shebi, if she could communicate in the German language, things wouldn't have gone as south as it did go. I can't remember the details, but Instablog Nigeria even carried just that time. And then people came online and in their usual fashion, oh, Germans are this, Germans are that. And then other people that are enlightened and some even living in Germany were like, nope, don't sound like this. Probably if the lady was able to express herself, then it wouldn't have been. I think it had to do with going to a shop, Lidl, I think giving money in the hand. I can't really remember how that thing went. But the point is like learning the language up until the stage where you can defend yourself or say something. Do you understand? Because when people ask me, oh, can you speak German? Like, I mean foreigners as well, maybe Africans. So like, oh, can you speak the German language? I'm like, well enough to defend myself if need be. It's very important to get. So yeah, I what's the word? Retweet what you just said. So yeah. Okay, dokie, we'll come to the end of today's video, and I can't thank you enough for your insights. They were very knowledgeable. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Yeah. So guys, she didn't mention that, but I'm going to say that now. She has a YouTube channel also where she drops nuggets here and there. So please be kind enough to subscribe to her channel. I'm going to be leaving her link as well in the description box. So yeah, be nice enough to pay her a visit and say hi. We also dropped a video on our channel as well, so you could also you should check it out and engage there, and yeah, let's know your thoughts as well. So that's that for this video.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching up to this point. If you did, then you're an OG. Thank you. So I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next one, and bis dann. Ciao.
Cheers.